Good evening, YouTube. My tribe of many ones and twos of followers. Thank you very much for following. And today is Wednesday, which means it's Vlog Wednesday. And I have had, wow, my day has just the capacity for me to my nerves are raw. I'm so frustrated. I recorded video like over an hour and a half's worth because I was combining Medical Monday and Vlog Wednesday. And I still have all of that, but I'm also still learning about YouTube and about editing things. I've never even been somebody who's been into this kind of thing before, and I'm sure it's more than obvious, but I finally figured it out today, but only a little bit. So there were a couple things I wanted to edit. Never a filter. None of my photos or my videos are filtered, but I did have some content to edit. And I have never felt so completely like an idiot in my life. I just don't understand why it's such a simple program like iMovie. It's like I need to upgrade or something. There's no timestamp on it. Here comes my cat to get in the way again. I didn't mean that. So I have a lot of footage that I want to share with you that is about about my health, about my path and journey, about medical, cannabis, about all kinds of things like that. And I talked, and I will get that footage. Maybe I'll be able to figure it out by next week, and I can even make it less crappy than this kind of thing, but I'm trying. My phone is really rigged right now because I don't have anything to put it on, and it's like pets have sonar when you're doing something that's different or whatever. And so I've moved the lamp so you have all the light, because our apartment, daylight is my best light. We don't have a lot of lamps or anything because our goal is to, have less and be able to enjoy more. I wouldn't call us minimalists by any means yet, but it is an ongoing effort. So the main thing that I wanted to share with you, I'll clip out, all confident like I'll know how to do it then. I've been trying to do this all day. I'm not kidding, all day I've tried to get this file, and of course, because I've learned now, if you do shorter clips of the content you're talking about, then it's so much easier to edit that one little clip and that other little clip and then put them all together in a movie. No. Eleanor, no. No. So anyway, really frustrated. I'm having a flare day as well. It makes everything hard. I don't know if you can tell, but with this light, you can really see my jaundice, and it's really not looking that great today. And ironically, I have moved the camera thing over here because I kept doing this, and now I'm doing that the other way. So just goes figure. But anyway, the main thing I was gonna have talked about today was what happened today. Today was the day everybody was gonna get their stimulus money, right? They were gonna get their, whatever their dockets were. Please go, no, here's your ball, go that way. So I went to go check the where's my stimulus payment or whatever, that website they made. And it said, hey, congratulations. We deposited this money into your account ending in these 4 numbers. And that account was closed last year because of suspected fraud, and it's now been purged. So there is no way to open it again. And as much as I want to not believe them when they tell me that, I used to work there, and I believe her and him and the other two. So I can't update my direct deposit. My hope, the point is, we don't have our money at all, and the only thing we can do is basically wait and see if they turn it into a paper check, or if they figure out that, hey, you know, we filed our 2019 taxes the first week of February. You have our direct deposit information for the correct year. But because nobody's gotten off their ass to even look at the returns because of whatever Trump did prior to the coronavirus, where he was purposefully delaying tax return things being processed. So we've been waiting on that since mid-February, when we were supposed to get it. And if they had at least looked at what we gave them electronically, it was all electronic. Nothing was sent by paper. They had our correct deposit information and just didn't use it and went to the 2018 information instead. I know. So it has to get rejected by the bank, and then I don't know what happens, because I have called 3 different numbers for the IRS, including, no, that's 5 then. 2 local offices, and then 3 different types of contact the IRS. And every time they are like, there is not a human to talk to you. And right now they're blaming it on the coronavirus, whereas normally it's unusually high call volume for every day of the year. So be on hold for as long as you care to be, because we will answer at our slowest pace. And that's not the people's fault that are answering the phone. It's the people's fault who designed the system. I don't fault the people that sit there with their headsets and have people screaming at them, because I've been them. And they are you're talking about like all around the country, these frontline people. Don't forget that frontline people also are the people that are being bombarded with phone calls in customer service areas that are still open for people. Bombarded, and everybody's upset about something, or scared about something, or need something done that's out of the ordinary, more than usual because of some circumstance, and it's not fair to them. So keep them in mind, please. Are you gonna leave Toby alone now? Oh, don't fall. Oh, don't fall. Whew. I can't believe that didn't fall. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Here, I haven't played with that one in a while. Just needs a new toy. Anyway, so I know that we will eventually get it. I am very frustrated about the fact that it is now going to be some unknown delay, because I don't know which way they're going to handle it. Maybe they'll just try again. Sometimes ACH, they do a retry on the ACH, but they'd have to go back and look and get the correct stuff, and I have no way to give them that. It's just, and I guarantee you I'm not the only person that this happened to. I went on Reddit and posted my question under the appropriate subreddit that would care to answer my question. As usual, they mainly just tried to correct things to be smarter than me, because apparently being on Reddit and being smarter than people is like a goal of some kind. I just don't give a shit if people don't always have the right information. It's Reddit. It's not like it's a sensational news source. It's not a legitimate news source unless you follow the source that they provide, and not every subreddit does that. Sidebar on Reddit. And just so you know, that was all fresh, new, filter-free from Natalie, because I did not talk about that at all earlier today. I was talking about the IRS though. I don't understand this process. Like, I'm very grateful that they're doing this, the stimulus and everything. There are people who needed this even without the coronavirus that are probably like, wow, what a really twisted way to get some help. That's probably messing with some heads if you think about it, because man, we are one of these people that's like, we're gonna need that. We need that. And now it's delayed, unknown, with no one to call. And I just don't understand how that's okay. So it's not even addressed in frequently asked questions. So I don't know what to say, but we are Anyway, so I talked about that, and I was much more ranty and hopefully more amusing, because it's been such a rough day. My mood swing has completely, my energy has completely shifted. I didn't meditate today. I haven't, I mean, I ate pretty well today. We can talk about that for a second. That's more for Foodie Friday, which is coming up and which I'm planning. And my wife has voluntold to hold the camera for me, so I can be hands on the cooking, and it's not always going to be just me and shoulders up. I'm not nervous about being on camera, being fat. It's not like me sitting like this is like, I wonder if she is fat or not. I'm pretty sure you know. So I don't think I'm going to give anything away by you seeing all of me. So for anybody who's thinking that, that's not why I've been doing my shots like this. It's because I'm just starting, and I'm trying to just do what I can to be consistent and to provide information that may be helpful, and also in a bit of symbiosis, let this exchange help me. I mean, I had a really good therapist when I lived in Georgia, and when I moved here, I tried to get a good therapist. And not only is that difficult all by itself, because it's like finding the person you're going to marry. That's a very intimate relationship. There's trust issues. If you're not issues, but if you have trust issues, it's harder. Or if Toby, is there a creature? Toby's out hunting because they like to fly near this light, I guess, but we don't have bugs, except for today we happen to have a cockroach make their way in here, and we have not seen one. We're on a high rise that's, Eleanor, we're in a high rise that's above the 10th floor, so it's because of people that live around us. But anyway, yeah, I have to eat before I take my handful of pills now, or it makes it even worse, my nausea. So today I made smoothies, and smoothies are a good go-to for me because I don't have much of an appetite, and the things that I do have an appetite for are in complete opposition of what I should be eating, whether it's for inflammation or whatever it's about. Like I shouldn't have a lot of dairy and things like that. And like most people who discuss giving up dairy, they usually have the hardest time with cheese. I have the hardest time with cream and milk and all the dairy, really. I just love dairy, and it does not love me. So we use flax milk. I will tell you the brand. I'm not affiliated with it. I'm not being paid to say anything. Just tried it on our own and found, you know, you kind of have to go through a series of what can I try for an alternative for dairy in a smoothie that doesn't ruin the smoothie for you, because everybody has their own flavor profiles that they enjoy or don't. And we found that flax milk is definitely a lighter touch than, say, almond milk. Or no, I can't have anything with soy because even though it's a plant-based estrogen, it contributes to my PCOS issues. So I don't even get to enjoy like half the stuff I would, because an Asian food is some of my favorite, Japanese and Chinese food, but Japanese especially. I love sushi, and apparently because of other things I don't understand about my liver, I'm not supposed to have anything that's raw ever again. Because I guess if I were to get a parasite or something, or an infection from mishandled raw food like that, and certain shellfish I'm not supposed to have anymore, I won't be able to fight it off. It's not that, you know, there's no difference. If I go to a really good place, I go to a really good place, but it's how my body will react to it if there is just the possibility, because usually we go running through that, and people get their little bugs they don't know they did, then they have a, you know, really weird bathroom experience, and then they're done, because the body compensates for when we put crap in our bodies, unless they're damaged, like mine and several other people. That's why I'm doing this stuff. That's why I'm talking about my personal stuff to unknown peoples, because there's somebody out there who's just as confused, just as, you know, feeling helpless, just as, I mean, I feel like I am subject to this disease. I want to be the one that is in control of it, because A, I have issues with control, and B, because I don't like the unknown. I don't like it at all. And this unknown isn't just an unknown, it's a scary unknown. So instead of going into that right now, I'm gonna head right back over to my smoothie. Hey. And so we use Good Karma unsweetened flax milk that has protein added to it, or it just has that much protein because it's flax. Probably said that the wrong way. Take the second one. Since I'm definitely not editing anything right now. Nope. Big nope. So we also put Good Belly in there when we have it. I take a probiotic for my stuff anyway, but my wife also enjoys the Good Belly. Sorry, I'm being distracted because she's helping distract Eleanor, which is helpful yet distracting. So I still want it to happen, but I just have to focus. So Good Belly, if we don't have Good Belly, then we're gonna do water instead. And then we add some fruit, mainly berries like strawberries or blueberries, makes up the majority. Sorry, I'm doing it again. So a bunch of strawberries, like maybe a whole cup of strawberries. It's all frozen. And then the equivalent of a half a banana each. So one frozen banana cut into little rounds. And then a couple pieces of frozen pineapple, just to help add the sweetness, because I don't add any sweetener to the situation at all. After that, I put in, these are all brands that I use because I use them and I like them, and again, not affiliated at all. The Vital Proteins, collagen protein, and you just put a couple scoops in. So we add in that, and then a scoop of hemp hearts, just for measure, a scoop of psyllium husk, because if you have any issues, like I have IBS-C, and that can really be not comfortable. So the psyllium adds in that fiber without being noticed at all. This is just, as opposed to being like Metamucil or whatever it is that's like blended with all of this other crap, it's just psyllium husk, and it does the exact same thing, and it blends into the smoothie, and you don't even, it doesn't lend any flavor. It's just there to do a job later. And then I add matcha powder to my wife's half of the smoothie, but not to mine, because and things like that, even though green tea would be very helpful for me, I can't do that unless it's like first thing in the morning, because seriously, 1 cup of tea or 1 cup of coffee and I won't be able to sleep all night because I have insomnia. So I have to choose my things carefully. So it was really good though. That smoothie this morning was really good, very tasty. When I add the blueberries, it adds a different texture for me, and so I have to drink it a little faster. But other than that, either I'll save it and make like a bowl, a smoothie bowl with leftover smoothie, where you take like the little bit that you have left over, you made a little too much, and then I'll add some old-fashioned rolled oats. They're just raw, uncooked, and then some hemp hearts and maybe some cinnamon, and mix that all up and have like a little smoothie bowl snack later. I might do that when I'm done with this. I need to have something. So that's what I had, and then I made this just phenomenal beef stew. It was so good. It was so good. I feel like I have finally perfected that recipe, and I've had to adjust it because I can't have a lot of red sauce and stuff, because ever since I've had that H. pylori last July I had H. pylori, and it was one of the worst pains. I mean, I know everybody says that when they get a new pain, like, oh, kidney stone's the worst pain, childbirth's the worst pain, no, getting kicked in the nuts is the worst pain, no, getting, you know, knocked, da, 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 da. Everybody has their worst pain, but anyway, brain fog, hep brain is what we're calling it. I've decided, because when women are pregnant, they get to call it baby brain because their hormones are all over the place and they lose their thought or whatever's going on. And so mine is hep brain, hepatic encephalopathy. I have so much issue with memory. New memories, losing my conversation in the middle of the conversation, like I'm doing now. And so therefore I'm just going to say, well, if I don't remember what I was going to tell you, then I'm just going to explain why I'm forgetting. And now here we are back, and I was talking about how good that beef stew was, and that I've perfected it for me without a lot of red sauce. And if anybody is interested, I am not that person who's like, you cannot have my recipe. If you are not vegetarian or vegan, then this recipe will knock your socks right off. And I did it with very minimal spices and things we had because everybody is shopping like assholes. So it was so good. So, and we both had like 2 mugs. We use mugs because we don't have a lot of plates or bowls and things, so whatever's clean, in the effort of reducing what we have, because we don't need that many things. But we do find sometimes that we have a need to be a little creative sometimes depending on what we're having. Like we have a little pan, it's that round pan. My dad used to make cinnamon rolls in the morning, and or the orange sweet rolls, the Pillsbury, and it would fit perfectly in one of those round ones. We use that to make nachos, and so we keep it in the pantry with the plates, because you can just put chips and then cheese or whatever over it, and then salsa. And I can't do a lot of that. I will enjoy it, but corn also does not like me. So, but it's a really good snack because it's, you know, not full of much. It's just a good snacky snack. Anyway, but that would not be something I would say is part of my healthy approach to eating. That's usually not me having that snack. That's one of my wife's favorite snacks, and she does not get affected by the corn, so we're all good there. So yeah, that's all I've had today though. So I had, I've had my water, and I've had the smoothie, the bar this morning. I had the smar this morning, and I'm telling you like you know, and it's because I've already done videos for you today that I can't get fixed and edited to give to you, so I'm acting like you already know what I'm talking about. When I first woke up this morning, I ate a Luna bar because my blood sugar, if you saw that video where it was like 32 or something, I was advised to eat something earlier in the morning to help reduce that, and my waking sugar was like 75 this morning, which is, it was going to be lower if I had waited to eat. So I went ahead and had the Luna bar, the coconut one, coconut chocolate. It does not taste like a Mounds bar. I will not pretend that it tastes like a Mounds bar, or that it does not taste like a nutrition bar, but it is good. The lemon is definitely, if you like lemon flavored things, not everybody likes citrus in their products, but if you like lemon, or if you like coconut and chocolate, they make 2 excellent of those. They actually have several that are yummy. Around the holidays, they make one called peppermint candy cane or something like that. It doesn't appeal to me at all, but my mom says it's like the best thing since Betty White, which is because Betty White was born before sliced bread was invented, so that is why I say Betty White instead of sliced bread. Don't have to agree with me. Either way, I think Betty White is more awesome than sliced bread, so she wins either way. Eleanor, can I help you? What are you looking for? What are you doing? if I wasn't all rigged, I would show you. She's just wandering around. I don't know what she's doing. So I definitely will have to have something when I'm done with this. I hate flare days. I hate frustrating days. I get really critical of myself. I've never done this before. You know, I've never tried to actually follow through with a YouTube channel. It's not like this is the first one I've tried, but this is the first time that it has really meant something, and where I am willing to take the risk of and put my fears aside and say, no, I don't look like I did when I was in high school. Most people don't. I only have a couple of friends that I know that haven't changed dramatically, and one of them is just the prettiest person you've ever seen in real life. So, not supposed to look like I'm 16 anymore. That would be weird. But I also look like this, and this is an interesting light to show you because you can see these circles, and you can definitely tell how much hair loss I actually have. The more it grows out, and you see here this line, this is this combination here. This is PCOS, the way it still frames the face. So when I sit up like this, like in a couple more days, well, probably another 3 or 4 days, I can put the stuff in there and show you guys what it looks like. And then after that, I'll probably be shaving my head again, and then you'll get to see what that looks like. There's a picture of it somewhere, but anyway. For Foodie Friday coming up, I am planning on that. I started talking about that. My wife is gonna film. We're gonna do short clips so that we can do edits when we need to and not be idiots like me and just record everything all at once and then take 8 hours to not know how to do anything about it. No. So I don't know what, I don't have a plan on what to make yet. So anybody have a suggestion about what you'd like? If I have ingredients for it, I will make it. Before I got sick, I used to cook all the time. It is one of my passions. I love cooking. I love making recipes. I'm good at it. It's one of the, I'm good at it. I'm saying I'm good at it. I have a great sense of smell. I'm totally deaf, but not really, but me and my dad used to listen to a lot of music in the car and cranked it up, and it was awesome. It's one of my favorite memories of childhood and of just my whole lifehood. But I think it also means that I'm prematurely having hearing loss because I continued that tradition. Like, this is how you're supposed to listen to this song. Turn it up. Anyway, but I have a really good, my olfactory sense is very good, so I like to kind of smell what's going on, like this wafted in your face, and then I'd smell the het brain. I smell the herb I'm trying to add and see if it matches the smell, see if it will go with the food. I'm at the point of my skill where if I hadn't gotten sick, I would have loved to have actually signed up for the master class with the mean guy who's not really mean. What's the guy's name that's mean but not mean? Hell's Kitchen guy. Gordon Ramsay, who makes the best steak in the world and all that stuff. Gordon Ramsay's actually a very nice guy from what I've heard. I've never met him, but you know, when he's on the Hell's Kitchen and stuff, I mean, anyway, I would have loved to have taken his master class or similar. I'm at the level of, I want to know how those people know on those food competition things, how to make that foam that is edible, or flowers, squash flowers, and all these things. Like, next level is where I want to be, but I can't right now. I don't like can't, but it is a challenge right now because repetitive motions cause flares. too much standing causes exhaustion. I'm exhausted from this day. Like, I am so wiped out from this day. So if you have any suggestions of what you think you'd like to see me try and make for Foodie Friday, I will do my best. If nobody feels like throwing in their 2 cents, then I guess you'll get to see whatever I come up with. And we're gonna get better. I'm gonna get better at these videos. Every time is better. Every time is just a little better, and I can't let the things that have gone wrong all day, I can't let that affect the fact that this channel still has a purpose, and I still have a purpose, and you are still there looking for me to meet your expectation, because I said Medical Mondays, Vlog Wednesdays, Foodie Fridays, and then I obviously do random videos when I need to. So I'm sorry that this is late, and I'm sorry that it is probably not that awesome, because all of my awesome is gone now. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'm gonna give a shout out today to, this is gonna be off the, you're on camera, I saw you.
Sorry, guys.
Never apologize for being on camera. Just getting us ready for some bedtime, it looks like. Shutting it down. Yeah, we're both exhausted, so. Yeah. What was I just saying now, though?
You shout out to somebody.
Yeah, thank you. The shout out is going to be outside the norm, and I'm already breaking my rule, but I'm doing this for a reason, and it's not about politics at all, but I'm giving a shout out to Dr. Fauci, and for every medical professional and every mayor and governor and leader of their own state. Shout out to all of the people that recognize that this is not done yet. One other thing that was from the other video that I want to tell you now, for perspective, because it was definitely perspective for me. I'm not schooling you, I'm learning with you. Okay? Autoimmune hepatitis is the most recent and most horrific thing that I have right now. This is what's trying to kill me. So I am super high risk, so I'm paying attention to all of these things. And we turn on the news because we don't pay for cable. It's just not necessary anymore. So we go to YouTube, and everything you want is there, and if it's not, then you didn't want it. That's what we used to say about grocery stores, and then Walmart, and then whatever else. I don't shop at Walmart, but that's not because I'm being bougie. It's just because I don't support them. I think they should be better supportive of their employees, but I'm going way off track here because I'm already off on my bunny trail. But when we were watching today and they were talking about this issue of trying to reopen, you know, May 1st, and it's like they have this idea in their head of May 1st because they've just been told May 1st, May 1st, May 1st. But it's not time, and this is another way I know, and this is the perspective I wanted to learn with you. It had all the little people in their little windows because nobody's with each other. They're all by satellite or whatever, Skype. And then on the right hand, the top right hand corner, I don't know if some of you watched this news today, but the first thing it showed was a list of countries with their amount of COVID cases. The US is over 600,000 infected. That is insane. That is insane. We beat out everybody. I mean, even for the people that won't let go of blaming China, I mean, no matter where something starts, is it really just, unless you have proof that they made a bat bite something, and you know, it's just so annoying. I'm getting way off. Spain, Italy, all the countries, we are blowing them out of the water in the worst way, And then it went to, within the US, the top cities, which or the top states, excuse me, which weren't really a big surprise, except having those numbers updated and seeing over 100,000 for New York alone, just New York. Autoimmune hepatitis is so rare that it's usually about 200,000 cases or less per year. We have already gone over the 50% mark of COVID infections, as we will maybe see people have diagnosed autoimmune hepatitis this year. What I'm guaranteeing you is if we were to take a poll of everybody that got infected versus everybody that got autoimmune hepatitis this year, we'd see how rare autoimmune hepatitis really is and start to understand how serious this virus is. Just because it hasn't happened like this for us in our lifetime, the people that don't remember, you know, you guys have parents or grandparents, some of you of those ages, that can look back and go, at least they know, they've heard stories from their parents. I mean, I don't understand why people aren't taking it more seriously. So I do mention it on these videos because every time I go out, like I'm going to go out on Friday, filming Fridays on tomorrow so that it'll be ready for Friday, because Friday I have to go out and get labs done, because I have to get labs done frequently to check and see how my liver is doing with this dose. And considering the flares and the swings and everything that I've been having, I'm pretty nervous about getting those labs, because I don't want him to tell me I can't reduce the prednisone, and I'm also pretty nervous about increasing the chemo drug. So, Dr. Fauci, thank you for not feeling like you had to kowtow, and thank you for not supplementing, and thank you for making your profession, your expert advice across multiple administrations. Thank you for sticking to your guns and for continuing to say it's not time, it's too soon. I hope that all the mayors and the governors do listen to you. Whatever the president decides to do is whatever the president decides to do, but we don't have any more control over that than anything else. If we've learned anything, it's we do not have control of this administration, which it is to serve. Their job is to serve. Breaking all my rules, breaking all my rules. It's because I've gone from happy to frustrated, and so I have a whole set of things that I'm thinking about now versus earlier, which was way more fun. So I'll get that ready, and I'll even make it a bonus video, so it'll just be a bonus one, and you won't even have to worry about. I'll make another one next Wednesday too. So I hope everybody has a good night. I hope that you guys continue social distancing. Be smart, because whether they open everything up again on May 1st or not, that has the date that has been said out loud has nothing to do with what the virus is doing or where it's going or how it's spreading or anything like that. The state I live in was not on the top 10. I'm very grateful for that. The state right next to us was in the top 10 because they were not following social distancing. They were one of the last states to do it. So it makes me nervous living near states that aren't taking it seriously, but if we can all do our part as people, and if the people in charge of the states can listen to doctors like Dr. Fauci and look at the data, don't make this decision just based on economics. Like, if we have a resurge of this, we're gonna have to go through all of this again, all of it, raw again, social distancing, shut everything down, sending out more money. I mean, it's it's ridiculous. So please do the best you can with what you got. And, you know, as I always joke, the next life you save could be mine. So I hope everybody has had a great day, and that you've all been safe and healthy, and that you've had no losses associated with this horrible virus. Shout out Dr. Fauci, and we will see you on Friday, my YouTube tribe. Be good to yourselves.